Homeownership in Utah is becoming more and more difficult with the lack of affordable housing. But here in Cache Valley, several hundred families are living the American dream. How? By building their own homes.
We'd just barely gotten married, and we'd been looking for a house, and the market's been terrible. Well, it's been a seller's market for a long time.
We rented in Utah thinking, oh, we'll buy again in 2 years, but as we were waiting, prices, went up high again, and the more time went by, it seemed even more impossible to become homeowners.
Struggles for many in Utah, finding affordable homes. But for Roger and Annie Davies, the future of homeownership is near.
Some of these tools I've never used in my life, so it's kind of been a neat experience to learn how to do these things and gain confidence.
I was really pleasantly surprised when I heard her say, I've always kind of wanted to learn how to do that.
For Casey Knowles, the dream is already a reality.
To be able to get into a house, our first house that's brand new, and we can trust that the materials are strong, and we know exactly what went into it, so we know that it's a quality house.
They know the workmanship of these homes because they are doing the work themselves.
I put in all the windows in our house and had to get up on ladders for that. We have a group of 10 families building right now, and the hours aren't very flexible. It's every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 to 9:30, and Saturdays from 7 to 7.
These homes are being built with the help of Neighborhood Housing Solutions.
He started telling me about this program, and I was like, that sounds almost too good to be true. How can you get into a full-size house without making a ton of money or without having a big down payment and stuff?
I think programs like this exist because, there's an identified need for affordable housing. This is a program that lets people put in sweat equity to build their own homes. It doesn't require near the subsidies that other housing programs require. It requires people to work hard, to work together as a community.
By building their own homes, Josh, the executive director, says the average homeowner comes out of the program with about $55,000 of sweat equity.
It's giving people opportunities for housing that would otherwise never have that opportunity.
They are not completely on their own while building their houses. They have a supervisor and their neighbors.
We all help with each other's homes, so it's been a kind of a fun thing to get to know our future neighbors.
It's not just that you helped, you built your own house. It's like I helped Jose build his house, or I helped Brooke build her house over there. And I think it makes the neighborhood a whole lot, closer together, and you're not scared to go and say hi because you already know them.
Achieving what seemed impossible, becoming homeowners, and getting value in something you can't put a price tag on.
I think our whole house will mean a lot more to us, and it's been fun for our kids to come by and see it.
It's really rewarding to see how all of your effort, goes to the finished product.
COVID-19 has no doubt taken a toll on local businesses, but for some like this one, they've found success by adapting. A local business booming in April amid the coronavirus pandemic.
They're waiting in lines that are 10 people deep all day long.
Ogden's own distillery is known for its spirits like Five Wives vodka, but lately, a new alcohol concoction has people lining up.
How you doing? Come on in.
Their newest product, Five Wives Sanitize, a top shelf hand sanitizer.
But it is really good stuff. So they're a spray bottle. They're pretty efficient. That will get everything.
Stephen Page has been a sales rep for the distillery for 6 years. But when COVID-19 hit, bars and restaurants closed down and his role changed.
Never thought I'd be a sanitizer specialist, but it feels good to give back a little bit. So that's
With demand high on hand sanitizer, it's become so popular, they've had to put a limit on it.
So if I can touch, 150 people as opposed to just 10 with gallons, then we will do the little bottles. So that's what we're doing at this time. Have a great day.
You too.
All right, stay healthy.
Thank you so much.
Did you ever think in 2009 when you started this that you would ever be making hand sanitizer?
No.
Steve Conlon, president and CEO, says he knew the pandemic was serious. Some regulations changed, allowing distilleries to make sanitizer, and he immediately had a chat with his partner.
I said, hey, we can make hand sanitizer. And his response was, do we really want to do that? And I said, well, Can we not? I mean, it's such a need. It's such a need that we have to.
They have been nonstop with the Five Wives Sanitize ever since.
It's just nuts. It's nuts.
Not only has it kept their doors open, they've helped out other local businesses.
We have a print shop next door, and the fact that we've printed all these labels there has literally saved their business. I can say the same about Grounds for Coffee, who's doing our distribution.
Steve says he's also been able to hire temporary employees and bring some back permanently. Christopher Williams used to work at the distillery, but had to leave after having surgery. He's been on the job hunt for a while, but not anymore.
Feels good to be able to do my part, plus just go back to work in general.
This go round, his duties are a little different.
Bottling booze was what I did, but now hand sanitizer is what I do. To just help the public as whatever way we can is great.
Along with donating sanitizer to frontline healthcare employees, the company is also helping those closest to them. The employees have shut down bars and restaurants.
All of our profits from the distillery for the month of March and April were going to the food and beverage industry.
Their income immediately stopped, and they're all, they're dealing with tips, so it's a pretty severe thing.
Steve says they can have fun with the success of it all, but if it wasn't important, they wouldn't be doing it.
When you're delivering stuff and dropping it off at IHC and ICU nurses, that's saving lives. It's literally saving lives.
In Ogden, for Utah Insight, I'm Raeann Christensen. There's a senior group here in Utah that faces severe hardships, lack of food, water, even medicine. But with the help of Adopt a Native Elder, they're getting some of the support they need. In a small warehouse in Salt Lake City, you'll see dozens of volunteers pushing carts, stacks of boxes, and loads of supplies.
Okay, how about some fruit cocktail?
Must-haves for the people, comfortable walking shoes. And how many times do you think we've been around?
At least 100.
And good company.
The most remarkable volunteers to work with.
The volunteers are filling boxes with essential supplies for the Adopt a Native Elder program. Right now, they help more than 700 elders over 75 years old on the Navajo reservation. The program raises money to distribute supplies the elders desperately need. CJ Robb is the assistant director.
In order to help them age at home, deliver food, medical supplies, clothing, supports their families who are their caretakers.
While many won't meet those opening these boxes, it's important to them to know they are packed with kindness and love.
It's a gift, and it's a gift of service from us to them.
Just a few weeks later, a serene silence fills the warehouse rather than volunteers. Those boxes they packed still remain.
I've made it through some really tough times with these elders, and nothing like this has ever stopped me.
Twice a year for the last 35 years, Linda Myers, the Adopt a Native Elder founder, has made trips to Aliato and Navajo Mountain in southern Utah and other parts of the reservation in northern Arizona. She has never missed a delivery.
I just know when they know it's time for me to come and I don't come. That's the hard part.
Linda says she doesn't want to put the elders' vulnerable health in jeopardy. She is missing her first food run because of the coronavirus.
That probably affects me the most right now is that they think I'm coming, and I get calls every day saying, but aren't you going to come? It's extremely, very emotional to say no.
Roger Williams is from Sand Springs near the Hopi Reservation, now helping at Adopt a Native Elder, but his thoughts are with his family.
With the traditional people, your faith is what counts.
COVID-19 has hit the Navajo Nation hard, claiming many lives. Roger is turning to his tradition to help with a Navajo prayer.
It's it means when all is in harmony and balance, including all of life and all people living in harmony.
Linda says they are still doing what they can to try to help, just by mail.
Something we can do is make sure they have money for the local Bash's grocery store, make sure they have yarn to weave with.
Until she can get back to getting the much needed supplies to the elders.
But it's hard because it's a time they most need it.
Yeah.
In person.
But I will when I can, you know.
Reporting for Utah Insight, I'm Raeann Christensen. A lot of Utahns have transitioned into a work-at-home environment. But even before the coronavirus pandemic, people were working remotely and finding success. Thanks to one program, people can find employment no matter where they live. For 3 years, Laura Holmgren has been working for the USU Extension in Box Elder County.
I run their website, social media, and any sort of newspaper marketing that we do.
A couple years ago, in her email inbox, information about the Rural Online Initiative, a program designed for Utah's rural workforce and preparing people to work remotely.
I was pregnant at the time, and I knew that I'd have to change life a little bit, and that was attractive to me. So I clicked on the email, and I took the course.
The course provides education and training on how to work from home and be successful.
It talks about networking within your office, healthy communication when you work from home, and kind of how to manage projects. If you're interested in working remotely, there's so many jobs that you can do. They really did consolidate all of that down into one short course.
Baby Lucetta came into the picture, and Lauren says she gets to take advantage of two very different things at the same time.
When I became a parent, I wanted to still have that professional development I had in the past, so it's really the best of both worlds.
Her part-time remote job provides relief to what's number one in their lives.
We farm, and that's our family and this home's main source of income.
Generation after generation, the Holmgren Brothers farm in Bear River City has been passed down in the family. But as her husband Raeann says, the agriculture industry comes with its challenges.
It's the pits right now, but it's always an unknown. But
An around-the-clock job, it keeps him busy.
it's pretty crazy. This time of year, we're either irrigating, taking care of the crops, either spraying onions or cultivating onions, shipping cattle around, cutting hay, planting corn. Every day you wake up and bow your neck and charge and just see what you get done.
Laura's career helps put their minds at ease, more than just financially.
I can be the tool that our farm needs to have additional income as well as health insurance, and it's needed in rural Utah.
Raeann says he also gets help on the farm and hopes he has a future farmer in training.
Blood runs deep around here with us, you know, and so it's definitely need to have family around, and hopefully the next generation can take it over after we're done. So
At her young age, to be able to see animals and dad and climb in a tractor and ride, I'm like, you got a good life, kid. You got a really good life. And we can do that because I work from home. I'm able to hop out here and there and be a part of it.
The Rural Online Initiative serves more than a dozen counties right now, but with overwhelming interest, they are looking at expanding even to urban areas. In Box Elder County, for Utah Insight, I'm Raeann Christensen. Research shows that the #1 source for pollution here in Utah is cars and trucks. One way to get people to care about our air is to start them young. A program is doing just that, and organizers say it's working.
It's not good to know that you're breathing all that bad air. When you go and you see it from above, it's hard to believe that we just live in that every day.
My name is Edwin Stafford, and I'm one of the co-founders of the Utah High School Clean Air Poster Contest. Back in 2015, we're concerned about air quality, and we thought we should engage teens learning to drive, that they can learn to understand what are some of the pollution implications of their new driving privilege.
You know, it really scared me. I didn't really know how bad it was until he talked about the inversion.
No one really understands or really knows that, that is what we're breathing in and that is what's going inside our bodies.
This past year, for 2020, which was our 6th year, we had over 800 students from 9 high schools from southern Idaho to southern Utah. And we had 17 state winners.
I went with a Western type of board with it, wooden board.
I decided to have
a dad in a car and they're waiting in line in a drive-through.
Many of the posters are funny. Some of them are edgy. Some of them are terrifying. But it's wonderful to see the creativity that the students come up with.
This spot is just like our spot, and we just like, you can see the whole valley, and I knew that that would be the perfect place to like see the inversion.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, Utah's air has gone too far.
This year we had parodies from the Beatles to The Office to nursery rhymes, and we've also had some very serious types of ads too.
The pollution from that car is spreading to their car and therefore polluting their food.
Even in the past, we still had this problem and they still didn't fix it.
And I wanted to do it from the point of view of a child. So I found a picture of myself in a scrapbook, cut that into the poster, took a picture of the front of the school, took a picture of this car, and then I just put it all together, and that's basically how it worked out for me.
We've conducted research on the outcomes of the poster contest. We found two kind of key findings. One is that the kids are absorbing this information, they understand our air pollution implications, and they claim that they're willing to act on it.
I've been walking more.
I did actually become more aware of my idling habits.
I turn off my engine when I need to. I try not to drive as often, and I try carpooling more.
What's also been really interesting is that we find that the teens also engage their parents, and that they are influencing their parents as well.
Save up gas, don't be, polluting the air for one.
I wonder if everyone else is aware of it and like just how harmful it is.
If we could establish good driving habits when they are 17, 16 years old, hopefully that could be for the rest of their lives.
Our air affects our life, it affects our food, it affects how we breathe and our health.
Just turn the key, be idle free.
We're just hurting ourselves. We need to find a solution to stop this because it could really hurt people in the future, and it's hurting us right now.